This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening to everyone present for the session today. Yeah, so in the previous class, we were doing the Volvo case study. So please open that Excel file and keep it ready. Yes, this is your Excel file. So we had completed till balance sheet. So keep your files open. Let us continue with this case study. Yes. So we shall we begin? Yes, are all set. So we had done with the balance sheet and now we are going to move on with the cash flow statement. Now till here, again, I want a confirmation from your side. Whatever has been done till now, completion of the income statement, the debt schedule and the the balance sheet, are all these tables clear for you? Or any confusions, any doubts, or anything you want me to repeat it, it'll be done before I start again with the Volvo case study. Yes? Yes, so all are clear, I suppose. Fine. So here, so are you ready? Can we start? Have you opened the Excel file? Yes, are your Excel files ready? Okay, done. So now we head on to the cash flow statement. Okay, so what is a cash flow statement? A cash flow statement is a statement having the summary of our inflows and the outflows of cash. Okay, so of course, I'll give you a detailed information about the cash flow statement. So, as of now, practically, how do we come or how do we summarize our inflows and the outflows? So, cash inflows means the funds which are into the company. Okay, suppose if you are selling any assets, yeah, the sale proceeds, any investments are being sold, right? And any sales of stock items has been made, So all these are nothing but your cash inflows or rents have been received like that in any form. Suppose if you are purchasing any assets for the business, it's an outflow. Paying any expenses, okay, or any salaries or rental expenses, it is all outflow of cash. So so considering both the inflows and the outflows of cash, we arrive at the net cash, or the cash which is available at the end after considering all the inflows and the outflows. So in your cash flow statement, we have three sectors: cash flow from the operations, cash flow from the investing activities, and cash flow from the financing activities. So cash flow from the operations will usually contain all your administration expenses of your company. Okay, so for nothing but your cash flow from the operations. Coming to your investing activities, obviously, if there is any purchase or sale of any assets, or your right hand side of the balance sheet, they all come under cash flow from the investing activities. Coming to financing activities, obviously concerned with your debt and equity. Okay, then we have this is your issue of shares. So in all these ways, they come under cash flow from financing activities. Fine. So let's begin with the cash flow statement right away. Now, first of all, you have to start from year zero here. Okay. Now, in the year zero, we don't have any depreciation to be considered. Yes. And most of you, some of you have messaged me that today is your last class or something like that. It's not today, it is Monday, which will be your last class, and Tuesday you have your exams. So, in case if we will have classes on Tuesday, I suppose. So, Monday will be your last class. So, Tuesday you will have your exams on FM. Okay, so around 15 minutes to half an hour, probably half an hour, I will just making one small, like, go through of all your topics in short or a kind of a revision. So, any things, any doubts you want to ask, you can ask in that half an hour. Post that, you'll be taking up your online exams on Tuesday. So, if Tuesday, if we have the working hour, because so it's pre-planned. So Monday will be your last class, and Tuesday will be your exams. Hope it's clear to all. So Monday will be your last class. Any other question? Any other doubt about the classes, about the exams? If you want, you can ask before I proceed to the cash flow statement. No questions about your exams, about your classes? No clarity required. Some of you had asked, so I'm addressing today that Monday will be your last class and Tuesday will be your exams. Correct. Fine. So, going back to your cash flow statement, yes, it is completely MCQ, Neha. It's all MCQs, of course. So you have a limit of only 1 hour time. After 1 hour, you cannot submit your exams. The link will be shared to you where you can take up the exams, and it's completely MCQ. So whatever you have done so far, you'll be putting up in your exam. Timing is obviously we'll be starting from 6:30 on Tuesday. So evening 6:30 to 7:30 will be your exams. So I will conclude my sessions by 6:15, 6:20 on Tuesday. So then after that, by 6:30, your link will be shared, and you'll have to check up your exams in the evening. Your same class as only. Any other question? How many questions? 100 questions, Aishwarya. We should 100 have to answer for a UFM exam. See, it doesn't matter. Approximately should be 35 to 40 questions, so which you have to answer. You should not worry about how many questions. You should worry about yes how to prepare for the exams, how to do well. That's all. Number of questions should not matter to you. Any other question you can put up, or you can unmute yourself, or you can ask your question. Then later I'll continue with the voting this time. Yes, that's it. All the question on your exams. Yes, that's it. So I think I'll continue back with the CFS of your Volvo case study. So as I told, in the first year, your PAT year zero it will be nothing. It will be zero. Again, depreciation will also be nil. So which means for year zero, the cash flow of the operations is what? Zero. So it will be completely zero. Okay. And now coming to the capex. Capex means capital expenditure. Capex. CAPEX. Capital expenditure. Okay. So what was the capital expenditure which we have made? It is the purchase of the plant worth 75 lakhs. So that what you're going to do is equals to minus 75 lakhs because it's a outflow. We're investing this much to acquire the or to purchase the plant. So what is the net cash from the investing activities? This is the cell. So we have this equals to, just select the cell and press enter. Okay. Okay. Next, the debt repayment. Here it will be. Here you can take the reference here equals to. So what is the debt repayment for the first year? This only. Okay. Now for the second year, what happens is now in the year zero, you have to repay a debt of 56 lakh 25,000. Okay. But in year one, what do? You're going to pay some amount, right, for debt. How much you will pay? 44 lakh 98,507. So how much debt is being repaid? So equals to 56 lakh 25,000. Okay, and minus this. So what you're going to do here is, I'll repeat again. See by here, debt repayment or issuance. In the year zero, it is 56 lakh 25,000, the total amount of debt. Now in year one, you're going to make some payment, right? So how much? So here, this year 1 minus your year 0. So this much you're going to pay away as your debt. Okay. So how much you're going to pay in year 1 minus how much in the sense this one. What I've put up here as the minus, the result. So that is the closing amount or the closing balance. So in the year 1 we are only paying 11,26,490.
Ma'am, can you explain again how do we get year one debt repayment?
Yeah, yes, ma. Year 1 debt repayment is nothing but now year 0 we obtain a loan of 56 lakh 25,000, right? Now out of the 56 lakh 25,000, okay, now what happens is we are going to repay this much, 11 lakh 26,493 in year 1. So your remaining amount of debt is how much? If you can observe here, see here, you can better check out this table which we have here. See, in the year 0, if you check your debt schedule, in the year 0, 56 lakh 25,000 is the opening balance. In that, how much principal is repaid? 11 lakh 26,493. So the closing balance of debt on the year 1 is 44 lakh 98,507. So how much principal is being repaid is being put up here as a debt repayment for you. Exactly. Yeah. And why it is like in the thing is now debt repayment happens now from this year, like from see it is happening from year 1 because year 0 we are not repaying debt. Rather we are obtaining debt. That's why it will not appear as a minus sign for you here. You're obtaining debt in year 0, but start to repay from year 1, then year 2, then year 3, and then year 4. Okay, like this we are going to have.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now again same thing equals to your, so here we have the current year debt minus your previous year debt. Which you keep on doing your calculations. And we have made a capital investment in the year 0. Every year we are not making it, so it will be 0 in the rest of the years. Okay, so only 1 year we are doing it, that's it. Okay, now here, yes, coming back to your cash flow operations of from year 1 to year 4. Now, your profit after tax, you're going to put up here equals to, so what is the year 1 PAT this year? Yes, center. So give the reference for all the cell numbers. like this. Right? So let's go to the next step. So you have updated the PET. If you have not done, please finish it off. Then again, depreciation. Depreciation is always one part of the expenses and it does not come from. Okay. So after this, you will add up your equity, what you brought to your calculator. Equals to, this is your equity. Okay. And equity is raised only near zero, not every year. So you're not going to make any aberrations there. Okay. And next, what is the net cash from financing activities? It is your equity addition plus your debt. Okay. Here we don't have any such from first number. This one. Okay. Now here, so now you can put up the calculation. Debt repayment. You add up even the empty set. Later on, we are going to put up. Now here it's not empty. Here it's as usual. But I'm talking about the above. Okay. So like this, we are going to make. So what is the net change in cash? Sum of all your cash flows. Okay, right? So equals to cash flow from the operations plus cash flow from the investing activities plus cash flow from financing activities. So it is 0 for year 0. Next, the same thing. If I do it here, I get how much? 11,26,493. Again, for this also, after you solve the net change in cash, then beginning of the period we don't have any cash balance, it is 0 only. So it will be, can put up here 0 here, or what's the cash balance at the beginning of the year? Is okay. And cash at the beginning of the period is not there, so it will be 0. Then your end of the period cash is very important, equals to net change in cash plus, sorry, change in So we have net change in cash plus cash at the beginning of the period. So I'm going to get anywhere there. Here, of course, we can get equals to net change in cash plus beginning of the period. Which one for year one? Now, for year one, we have to start including the cashes. So, where is the cash basically? Okay. Now, see for here. Now, in year one, did we have the cash balance? Yes. So, it's here. Okay. So, you have to bring the cash flow from the beginning of the period. How do we do it? This is the one which I'm just talking about. So, equals to okay. So, beginning of the period is again 0. Okay, now again I will bring back here. So previous year's ending or the closing balance will become this year's opening balance. So this that's it. Okay, so again net change in cash is what equals to. Okay, so here since it is in yeah, so here what you're supposed to do is because you have to add everything. So is enough. So what you're supposed to do, you're going to take the reference of your amount here. End of the period. So now here what you're supposed to do is to calculate the net cash as I've told you. Net change in cash plus cash at the beginning of the period. Okay, so here we have to add the depreciation above. So we do this as well as do the above part. Now year one, if you have to go, what is the depreciation method we are following? We are following straight line method of depreciation. It is 18,75,000. So this is the depreciation. So this you're going to select it and press enter. This 8 lakh is 75 is uniform for all the 4 years, right? So continuously it is taken care of. And now we are going to drag it for all the years. Okay. Now, of course, as I told you, capital expenditures we don't have. Okay, so here again, your net change in cash will behave as what? Equals to. So here you're supposed to make the calculation net cash flow from the operation. So equals to. First you sum up, it will be easier for you. So what is this? If you take this directly, you get like this. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to add. Consider only net income. Because depreciation is not an income, it is an expense. Okay, so here what is the net cash? You have to minus depreciation from the same. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is your the sum like that. You're going to do it for the rest of the cases. Okay, so once you do that, you get your balance here directly after adding your depreciation. Okay, so here we have end of the period, we have cash. So I told you end of the period becomes the opening period balance of cash. Then your end of the period is opening balance plus net change in cash is your closing balance. Now again, end of the period of year 2 becomes opening balance of the next year. Okay, so last year, like this. Again, your value will change once I put the retained profit above in the income statement. So kindly finish off this. So complete the table. Then move the free cash flow to equity. Please finish off this. So please finish off the table. Have you arrived at the EOP, all of you? Yes. The cash balance available at the end of the period, all of you have got. Do you have any doubts? Or do you want me to repeat it again? Fine. Now you have arrived at the cash balance end of the period. Now this is a crucial step again to go upwards. Okay. So here, see, end of the period you have a cash balance as such. Okay. So now what you're going to do is now you're going to come back to your income statement above, and remember we had left this other income space here. Okay, we had to put up here. Now, other income is nothing but the interest income which we have on the surplus cash. Okay, and this interest income on the surplus cash is a percentage of the cash balance. Okay, so which is, if you can see here, interest income is how much? It is 5%. 5% of your cash. Okay, interest income is 5% of your cash. That is only is this other income. So here equals to, yes, this is zero. Take that zero amount into 5%. This 5%. So it will be minus for the year one. Now for year two equals to EOP, cash EOP into 5%. Yes. Again for the next year equals to, for year two, for year three we had done. Year one. One second, one second. Okay, there's some mismatch here. So here, yeah. So here, year one we have got the proper answer. Okay, now year two, how we are supposed to calculate it? Okay, so let's see that. Now, yeah. So year one, of course, it's a loss, so it's a zero. Again, year two, it is right. So year two is what? E73. What is your E73? E73 is this for year two. Previous year is this one. Yeah, this into the income. Again, for year three, it is this 1 lakh. Year two balance. So what is being put up here? Find out as a percentage of your opening cash balance. Now for year two, year one opening balances, closing balances, year two opening balance. Yes. So same thing we're going to put up here equals to, again come back here, 5%. See now slowly your answers will change. And for this also the same thing. You want to get the answer. So now see your entire answer will change. Your PAT will change if you observe this. Your profit after tax for the year is one. It will be minus 49,140. For year two, 2,69,153. And for year three, it is 5,91,997. And for year four, it is 9,16,600. Okay. See here also it will be out of it because we had consider the sales, right? So all this will be auto operated. So just complete this calculation of your other income and then I'll proceed further.
Mom, for other income, you have to take previous year into 5%. Right,
No,
mom?
previous year's closing balance will become this year's opening balance. No. So your other income or the interest income is a percentage of the opening cash balance. So opening cash balance is previous year's closing balance. Now for year two, if you have to calculate year one ending closing balance of cash into 5% for year two. For year three, it is like that. Previous years. Previous year's ending or closing balance will become this year's opening balance. So now for year four, you have to take year three. For year three, you have to take year two. For year one, it will be zero, like that.
Okay, ma'am.
Just one simple logic. Previous year closing balance will become this year's opening balance. No, now here what I've given that the other income calculation is a percentage of the opening cash balance. Now, if it has to be year two opening balance means it has to be year one closing balance only. Logic. So like that we are supposed to calculate it. Because after this you have to fill up the gap of your balance sheet. So once you complete this, then you are going to fill up the gap of your balance sheet. Are you done? Completed with the calculation of the other income? Good. Now you will move on to the balance sheet at the bottom. Okay, let's go. Now here, remember we had left the cash cells empty here because we had to give the closing balance of your cash. Now you have to update it. Put up equals to what is your year one balance, cash balance. So it's here, right? This one. End of the period. That's all. Give the cell reference. Okay. 1 second. Equals to. Yes, so you can put up here. Okay, I think maybe some issues are there, not an issue. So here we are just want to I'll just post it directly. Yes. Equals to it is this. So here you can now how we used to calculate here. Now this we have to bring up here where this balance of your cash. 6,99,367. So I think we have an issue here. 1 second, I think it is blocking. Now it's in proper place. Yeah. So it will be 6,99,367. Some technical issues there. It's sorted. So please put the cell reference here. This is what which I was talking about. So this you can put up. Okay. So this you just refer it up. I think some issues are there here. You just put up. I'll just add up here directly. Okay. So it has to come zero here. Checks out. Now again the same thing. So what is the amount for the year two? For year two it is 8,15,000. So what you've got for year two, you have to put up here. It is 15,14,054 rupees. Yes. For year three, okay, equals to this amount. Okay, so after you update the cash balance, then what you're going to do is yes. So here, what you're supposed to do is you have to come here to the free cash. Once again, give me a second. Wait, I think I'll just remove the duplicates. 1 second. 1 second. Wait. 1 second. Yes, have all of you updated it? I just remove that tint from there and now it is clearly visible. Yeah. So all of you updated the balance here in your balance sheets. Please update the closing cash balance. Okay, and after you update your cash balance, now straight you move on to your cash flow equity, free cash flows equity, and then finally arrive at your IRR calculation. Okay, so come to this last table, free cash flow equity. Okay, now your net income in the years zero, you know it is nothing. So put up as zero. Same thing goes with your depreciation. Now for depreciation, it's nothing. See, it is zero itself. So you can take the cell reference, you can directly quote up as zero. And what is the capital expenditure? We have put up in year one. Your capital, your capex, it is here, which is 75 lakhs. And what is the debt repayment in the year? I mean, it was not a repayment exactly, it was a issuance. So it was this. I'll repeat again. Come to the free flow. Okay. Now here, see, if you come to the free cash flow, if we repeat again for you, equals to what is your net income in the year zero? You can take this reference only. You can or you can directly quote. Okay. Enter equals to your depreciation. Depreciation is what was in year zero? The zero is nothing. Next, capital expenses. Your capital expenditure, capex. We had invested 75 lakhs in the property, plant, and equipment. And in the year zero, the debt, this is 56 lakh 25,000. So just give the same referencing. So now, how do you compute the cash flow to equity? You're going to sum up everything equals to sum of all your four cells. And shift key, close the brackets and press enter. This is what you're going to get as cash flow to equity. Remember, equity, what was the proportion? 75% was sanctioned as the back loan, 25% was put up as equity. So, this much amount is being raised through equity. So, that calculation is what we're doing now, cash flow to equity. Now, in the year one, what was net income? Give your PAT reference here, your profit after tax, which is here. That is this, and press enter. Again, your depreciation, which remains the same throughout the period. So, yes, this, okay. And now, capital expenses in year one, we don't, I told you in the initial year you make investment. Post that, there is nothing. So, it is zero. Again, here, debt repayment. How much debt is being repaid, which we already have the here, the information, right? Press enter and select it. So do it for all the years. Now this is again we're going to give the pay details. So here you can just put up say 2,69,000. You have here till 9,16,601. Okay, the same thing goes with your DP depreciation. Okay, just put up depreciation since we are following a straight line method. And again, of course, this is again except for the year one, we're not making any capital expenditures. And this again, your debt repayment every year. And now compute your cash flow to equity equals to It's the sum of all this. So I can just drag this off, show you again, equals to sum. Represents. That's only is your FCFE, free cash flow equity. FCFE means here towards your left hand side. FCFE means free cash flow equity. So this much is the amount to be raised via equity. Yes. So in the year one, year two, year three, year four, how we are going to raise is what is being put up here. Okay, so this you are going to calculate and you're going to close with your IRR. IRR already I've taught you equals to IRR. Now just take all these cash flows and close your brackets. So you should be able to get 29.63% as your IRR. So complete the calculation and there ends your Urdu case study. Yes, are you done? Have you arrived at the IRR? And have you completed the Volvo case study finally? Very good. Okay, so here, so as I've told you, Monday will be your last class, and Tuesday you will be having your exams. Okay, so for now we will end the session. So we will meet up on Monday.